I was concerned that perhaps you might have something called psoriasiform spongiotic dermatitis, which if you look at it on pathology, some patients have both. They can respond in some cases to more of a psoriasis type appearance, and some patients have more of like an overlap, like an atopic dermatitis or eczema like. So tell us how you're feeling now.
Better. Like my hands are clearing up. They don't burn. They're not cracking as bad as they were. As you can tell, they really are. It is healing up. We went out with Stacey Lee. She was a guest.
Correct.
The radiologist. In case everybody doesn't know, she was our guest 2 weeks ago. She's a breast cancer radiologist.
That is correct.
Does a lot of good in the world. We enjoyed having her.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
Me and Stacey, we went to Nuri with you and Mark.
Yes.
Had the best dinner ever. It was absolutely incredible. I highly recommend that restaurant to anyone. It's incredible food. It was one of the best meals I've had in a long time. I mean, anything would be better than Chipotle. Just kidding, but I love Chipotle. I'm not trying to bash it. But
please tell about the experience with Stacey.
let me tell you something, folks. If you do not learn how to control your emotions will control you.
Welcome back to Skin, Self, and Everything Else. I'm Dr. Ellen Turner.
And I am Brandon Mitchell.
Added a little flair.
To it, a little something.
Well, since we were last together and we talked on the podcast, I've been back to my hair salon, and I've got some exciting news for you, which I think you will find very intriguing.
My wedding day?
Well, not exactly
okay.
that. We're still like in progress. Y'all haven't even met yet. Kevin and Brandon have not even met yet. But you know how you're obsessed with the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders?
Obsessed.
Guess who is the stylist, the hairstylist for the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders?
Kevin.
Yes.
I'm so jealous. I'm trying to be excited.
Yes.
But then jealous.
Oh, well, you know, you could schedule a little hair appointment. Snip, snip.
I would walk in there, he'd be like, don't you need to go to Supercuts? Aren't you in the wrong place?
He would never do that. He's very professional. He would never do that. Yeah, he was talking about, he said, yeah, we are having, or had Netflix come in today. And so I sent out a salon-wide email. And he said one of the other staff didn't get it, and so he wanted to go home and change. And he was like, are you okay to go home? Do you have a client? Is that okay? And he said, yes, I have to go home and change. I can't be seen like this in this attire. And he's like, well, I mean, he works on the second floor, and see Kevin's on the first floor. And Kevin's like, I mean, honestly, they're probably not going to even get you in frame because they're here to see me, or they're here to film me. And I was like, they're filming you? Why? He's like, well, it's America's Sweetheart. And I was like, what? You're on a... He's like, well, I've been on all the seasons, like little cameo appearances because I'm
So I've seen him this whole time and I just haven't known that was him. Because,
really?
You know, I watch it constant.
Really?
I'm obsessed with it. I've watched it since I used to know, you know, back in the day I knew several of the cheerleaders.
Right.
Because a client of mine was, and still is, and she's on a lot of it this season.
Yes.
This past season.
Yes.
But I got to be friends with her and got to know her, and then I started saying, oh my God, watch the show, and I asked about these different cheerleaders, and she's like, why don't you just come to one of their rehearsals? I was like, do what? I was like, okay, but I gotta look. I was like, I gotta do some stretches first.
Yeah.
And then she's like, no, I meant to watch. And I was like, oh, you don't mean to perform? Because I can do a kick, honey. All right. But back then I've watched it all the way back when it was CMT.
Yeah.
They did it for like 15, 16, 17, maybe even 18 years. I don't even know the exact time frame, but it was on there forever.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah.
And I loved how Kelly Finglass, the director, I love how I've watched her grow. Because if you go back to the CMT days on the very, very, very first episode of the very first season, you could tell that she was mortified or just she hadn't found her comfort zone yet.
Yeah.
Like on
film. Yeah.
Like us
That would
every
be
day.
me. Like when I'm like,
or sitting in front of the microphone for the first time.
Yes.
Just trying to get comfortable.
Yeah.
It's hard to do.
Yes.
But then watching her as the season's gone on, and now she's just
herself.
Authentically, and
Yes.
you can tell, and it comes across, and
Yes.
that's when I fell in love with her.
Yes.
Judy too. It's Kelly and Judy, but anyway, don't get me started. I will give you their whole life story, honey.
Well, I think he said they even went to his home and got some video like of him with his dogs and stuff like that. So
They don't always use all the footage, do they?
I guess not. I don't know. So anyway.
I remember one year I was at one of the rehearsals, and they were filming. CMT was there filming.
Uh-huh.
I was up in the stands acting a fool, just trying to. And I saw one of the. I saw one of the cameras on me, and I was like, I did a hair flip, did all the things. I'm like, I got this. I was screaming. Never saw that footage. Never did.
They're like, get the guy who acts like he has a ponytail.
Right.
He does this to comfort himself. We get that out of the footage. Get that out. What is he doing?
My friend Angela was at that same rehearsal.
Oh, how funny.
She was she was pregnant.
Oh.
And her daughter's in high school now.
That's the one you went to Fright Fest with.
That's the one I went to Fright Fest with.
That's so cute.
But no, kudos to him. That's how you know you made it.
He's really made it. Yeah, but he's so humble. He's so humble. Yeah, he goes to like trainings and stuff like that in New York. So he's met the level where he's
good for Kevin.
Other. Yeah,
that's a level of success that a lot of people strive and wish that they could meet. Mm-hmm. That's an accomplishment that should be well celebrated. That's amazing.
Yeah. So
I'm still jealous. Still a little jealous.
Yep. He's going to Nuri for his birthday. You've been to Nuri.
I have.
And he hasn't even been, so this will be a first for him. So
Can I just
I sound like we're stalking Kevin on this is kind of creepy. But anyway, no, he's a really nice guy. So.
And we'll keep stalking.
Yep. He's a nice guy.
I was going to save this for next week's podcast.
What's that?
Can I bring it up real quick?
Bring it up.
Okay.
What? What is so funny?
Okay. Let me turn my chair.
Yeah.
Let me turn my mic. Let me get comfortable. Stay in the frame. Sorry.
We like your arms, but we don't want to just see Brandon's arms.
You have to. This is okay. So we went out with Stacey Lee. She was a guest.
Correct.
The radiologist. In case everybody doesn't know, she was our guest 2 weeks ago. She's a breast cancer radiologist.
That is correct.
Does a lot of good in the world. We enjoyed having her.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
Me and Stacey, we went to Nuri with you and Mark.
Yes.
Had the best dinner ever. It was absolutely incredible. I highly recommend that restaurant to anyone. It's incredible food. It was one of the best meals I've had in a long time. I mean, anything would be better than Chipotle. Just kidding, but I love Chipotle. I'm not trying to bash it. But
please tell about the experience with Stacey.
Oh my gosh! But I hope we have enough time. But we're gonna fit it. We're gonna fit it in.
Yeah, fit it in.
So I told you that. I said you and Mark left because y'all had Uber.
We had to get up early the next morning to get like an 8:30 flight, which we like to get to the airport at 2 hours prior. So we needed to get to the airport at 6:30. So that's why we left y'all.
So,
not because we don't like y'all.
I was like, Stacey, it's Thursday. Mama doesn't get out much. Mm-hmm. So let's stop by a quick bar, a gay bar.
Yeah.
To be amongst my people.
Yeah.
And just hang out there, and I'll have a club soda for an hour. And anyway, we did that, had the best time.
Oh, yeah.
We left. I took her home. All was good. I was up way past my bedtime. Felt it the next day. That's another story. But what I'm trying to tell you is this. The next day, I got in my car. And I was like, what is that smell? No, listen to me, Dr. T. No, hang on. And so I have one of these portable air freshener things that I bought that go in that I overpaid for it because there's a cute guy that was selling it and I paid $100 for it. And
my God.
Can you believe it? He was cute and I was trying to flirt with him. That's another story too.
Brandon.
But no, listen to this. So I turned that thing on and it's putting out the scent. Okay, mind you, that was a Thursday.
Yeah.
I want you to fast forward it a week and a half later. Off and on throughout those week and a half, I kept smelling this funky smell. Finally, I got in my car. Stacy had left her leftovers behind my seat.
Gross. That's disgusting. That's
have
awful.
left them behind my seat, and when I tell you the level of stank that was in my car.
Yeah.
She had left her leftover food behind my seat to where I didn't even think to check. And I've had Shiloh back there. I'm surprised he didn't mark.
I am too.
Did you want to eat something that smelled like that?
No, he's smart.
Anyway, and so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Like, Daddy, what have you got marinating back here in sewage? Ugh.
Dr. Turner, I thought something got in my engine and died. I did. I thought something had died. I thought, oh my gosh, what? I even started looking, I was like, this is not.
Something's not fresh. Yes.
No, something's definitely was not fresh. So note to self, do not leave leftovers in your car.
Yeah. Or let Stacy Lee in your car.
Stacy, and you know, that steak was a pretty penny too.
She got Wagyu, which is the best. You got to get Wagyu. That's what I told Kevin. I said, spend the extra money, get the Wagyu.
It was the best steak ever. It was the best food.
I got the regular.
Stacy Lee.
I compared the two. And I was like, oh, I got the wrong thing.
Mine was like, I had
you
salmon.
Got that salmon.
But no, Stacy gave me her steak.
Yeah.
It was like butter in your mouth. It melted in your mouth. But then the waiter comes to deliver Stacy her food.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I was intrigued. Mind you, the entire time I'm not looking at Stacy. I'm just looking at the waiter.
The waiter, yeah.
And then because I'm watching his mannerisms, I don't know, he captivated me. I was like looking at him. And he goes to...
He was very animated.
He goes to put the food down in front of her. And he goes, ma'am, please do not touch the plate. The plate is hot. And then remember, you have to picture it. I'm just watching him. I'm not watching Stacy. And I saw him with his hands out, and he's like, don't touch the plate. The plate's hot. Okay, you're touching the plate. Okay, you're doing everything I'm telling you not to do.
That's right. Because she's doing this. She's grabbing the plate and holding the plate, and she's moving the plate towards her. And he's just like, what is wrong with you?
The way he goes, you're touching the plate. Okay, the plate's hot. All right, you're doing everything I told you not to do with the plate. And I literally we all lost it at the table. It's hilarious. Sorry to take up. I had to tell the story about the car thing.
That's awful.
Isn't that awful? It's disgusting.
So did your $100 air freshener, did it come through?
It came through.
Oh, wow.
It's this thing that you plug in, and it's on a timer, and it'll go even when you're not in your car. You got to unplug it, though, because it could drain your battery, I guess. I don't know. Oh. But it's USB plug-in. Okay. But it charges. So what I do is I unplug it, leave the timer on, and when I'm at work all day, it continues to spritz in there. So when you get in. That's
cool.
It's really kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I say it was overpriced, but I would have
Maybe not. Maybe it's worth it.
Just to be clear, I would have never spent that money under normal circumstances.
Brandon.
I would not.
Hi, cha-ching.
And I got back to my apartment. I was like, why did I do that?
What have I done?
Because it's walking distance from my apartment. They did this little market there.
Yeah.
It's really cool. There's once every second Friday of the month, they have this market. And you go walk through there, and there's vendors there selling a bunch of stuff. And this guy was at this vendor.
Yeah.
And then can you believe the next time I walked through there, he didn't even look at me twice. I was like, but I bought that $100 thing from you.
It was just a sale to him.
It was.
Wow.
How dare he?
Well, let's talk about skin and a patient's journey. You, Brandon. Yes. Let's talk about your patient journey.
Well, okay. So, but I want to start by saying that when I was in the room and I was waiting for you to come in, I felt just like a patient. Like I was at a doctor's office like a patient, right? Because I was going through the whole process as a patient would go through.
Yes.
I was sitting there, had this little gown on because we had to look at some places of which this specific skin disorder, is that what you call a disorder?
Yeah, a condition.
That we're talking about here. I was sitting there and the second that you walked in the room, I literally had this moment come over me to where it was like, I felt at ease with your presence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's not because you're my boss. It's not because I work for you. It's none of those things. It was just, I was looking at you from a provider standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to experience things that the way patients get to experience.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very calming. And if that is the patient experience,
Yeah.
then I work in a good office.
Oh, well, that's nice.
It was relaxing. You were gentle.
Yeah.
You were, I wasn't embarrassed like I thought I would be. Because I'm thinking to myself, you know, it can be kind of embarrassing if you have skin disorders in certain areas to show your boss, right? You're like, I see you every day. We do a podcast together. Like, it wasn't like that.
Yeah, no.
And so,
yeah, it should never be like that. I mean, we're physicians. We should make our patients feel comfortable regardless of how they end up in our office and for whatever reason they end up in our office. And so I'm glad you felt comfortable.
I felt true humility. I felt ease. I just felt like I could feel the patient care. I could feel it. And I promise I'm not just saying this. This is honestly coming from the inside, like I felt it. And I just want to thank you for that because it is uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it was uncomfortable. And so, but the thing with it is because for years, I think that I'm pretty sure, I don't know yet. You'll help me with this. Maybe I did have the psoriasis and now I don't know, but I was diagnosed with psoriasis probably 20 years ago. It was when I was 25 years old. And then it was all topicals back then. Like there were no biologics back then, were there? Or
they were launching right about 25 years ago. When I was a resident, they were launching with the first biologics that we had.
Wait, what was that first one called? Because
there was one called Remicade, and then there was one called Enbrel.
It was Enbrel. It was Enbrel. It was that one. Did you hear me? Enbrel. But it was Enbrel because I had a boss that was on it. And back then I was like, you give yourself shots for psoriasis? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, I was just doing topical steroids.
Right.
And so, and then Clobex, remember Clobex spray?
I do.
That's a strong steroid. It burns like fire, but man, they got rid of it.
Very strong, yeah.
But anyway, so fast forward to 20 years later, now I'm getting this irritating psoriasis-like rash that's no longer going away with Skyrizi. Skyrizi is a great drug.
Correct.
I'm not putting anything negative about Skyrizi because I love me some Skyrizi. It changes your life. But for me, it just wasn't clearing it up.
Right.
And then, so I finally had you look at it and we did a patch test, right?
Yeah, because what I felt like at that time is I was concerned that perhaps you might have something called psoriasiform spongiotic dermatitis, which if you look at it on pathology, some patients have both. They can respond in some cases to more of a psoriasis type appearance, and some patients have more of like an overlap, like an atopic dermatitis or eczema like. And when you have this new rash that for all the world looks and acts like eczema, but they've always responded to a psoriasis drug, you have to consider, oh, maybe this is more of an allergic contact type rash. So almost more of an eczema type appearance, but in an adult, you would technically call it an allergic contact rash. So next up, we wanted to patch test you. But first, that's what I was going to say. But first, you put it off because why? I mean, it seems like it would be so easy to patch test because if you work in a dermatology office, you would think, oh, it's so easy. He just would walk down the hall. But I do have so many patients that delay doing that test for whatever reason. You know, life gets in the way. Oh, it's so hard to come back to do patch testing. But ultimately, we really need that information because it gives us so much more data in terms of whether you can avoid your allergens. And the allergens we're looking at on patch testing they're not things like pollens, weeds, grasses. They're actually man-made ingredients, things that are found in like detergents, dryer sheets, hand soaps, shampoos, rubber accelerants, lots of things like that. So we did do it, but after a lot of delay, because again, life gets in the way, and even somebody that works in a dermatology office found it very difficult to find time to do that.
Because you can't go to the gym, because you can't do anything that requires sweat, because then it will remove them and mess up the whole thing. And so I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And then, like, I was going to try to do it over the weekend, and I'm like, well, if I want to do so, I don't want to be tied down to it, right? But then I was on my way to work, and I was in such discomfort. And I was like, you're only prolonging your own misery.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So just...
And getting the answers you need.
You just start the process, get the answers that you need. And I'm glad that I did, because I had no idea that I was allergic to so many things.
Yeah.
5 different things, I think. 5 or 7, I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was a lot. And so in the face of 2 scenarios, when I have a patient that has no reactions but a lot of body surface area affected in this kind of a rash, which is more atopic dermatitis, eczema, or somebody like you who has many different allergens. I mean, I think both Iris and I were in there talking to you on was it a Friday?
It was a Friday, because I drove to Irving to get it read.
Yeah. So we were in there telling you, oh my goodness, you're allergic to so many different fragrances, some preservatives in some of these really common grooming products. We were like, you can't use fragrance anymore. You have to get fragrance-free everything. That store in the mall, no offense, but Bath and Body Works is out for you. And you were like, oh, I was just in that store.
I was just in there, which would probably explain some of the flare-ups on my hands. And like, I'm allergic to rubber, and here I am wearing this rubber watch band. But, I mean, it is getting better. We took me off of Skyrizi.
Correct.
And then we put me on another,
is it considered new biologic? It's not new, but it's a newer agent called Nimluvio. And you've been on it for just at 1 week.
Tomorrow will be 7 days.
Yeah. So tell us how you're feeling now.
Better. Like, my hands are clearing up. They don't burn. They're not cracking as bad as they were. As you can tell, they really are. It is healing up. And then...
what about the itch? Tell us a little bit about that.
It's about 60% better. It is not 100%, but it has improved. And
but that's at 1 week, right?
Right, because I just did 1 week loading dose, which is, we did the loading dose, and so it's getting better. I'm pleased. I'm definitely better than what it was, and so I'm so grateful I work for a dermatologist, a good one at that, because I feel like so many. I don't mean this negative, but I feel like some places don't really take the time to try. I'm trying to be positive here, because it's just the truth. They try to rush you through, and without taking the time and really putting patient care as a priority, and really taking each and every single step, trying to figure out and eliminate the process of elimination. Yeah,
that getting to the root cause, maybe.
Yeah.
And, I think there's a lot of reasons for that now in this day and age of medicine, where it's almost like the patient has just become almost like cattle, and, it's like faster, more numbers. You have to meet so many regulatory issues just in order to get paid. And even at that, you might not get paid for 6 months. And, it's just the state of a broken system.
Right.
And that could be a whole, series of podcasts that we could do. But I think you do need to stop and realize that medicine is at the heart of it. It's about the patient. And if you ever forget that, then you really don't need to be practicing medicine any longer. And so I never want to forget that medicine is about practicing for the patient and always putting the patient first and getting that right, and everything else will fall into place.
And you told me some disappointing news that I'm in mourning.
Oh, yeah. So, Brandon, what do we tell you have to avoid? And what do you have to stop?
First of all, it's my fragrance
that
I love.
Yes.
And we had a patient here last week, and very handsome gentleman.
Yeah.
But he was
As an aside.
no, but we were talking, and he's all proper, and he's very soft spoken. He's a very, you can tell, genuine person. Mm-hmm. But I smelled a familiar fragrance on him, and I knew what it was, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, what is it? It wasn't mine, but it was the same brand.
Yes.
And so I go, what is that fragrance? And he goes, Frederick Mallet. And I was like, girl, I have been calling it, girl, I wear Frederick Mall. Okay? And it's Frederick Mall. And he's like, Frederick Mallet. And I was like,
a little different pronunciation there.
I'm straight up country. Okay? I am straight up country. There is nothing. I grew up on a farm, 50 acres, lots of land out in the middle of nowhere. And the accent and the words say so. And so
I wonder how would Frederick pronounce his last name?
I know, but when he said that, he goes, Frederick Mallet, I was like, And I looked and I go, girl, I call it Frederick Mall. That's what I told him. That's what I said.
Did he laugh? What did he say?
Laugh. Of course
See,
he laughed.
you made him laugh.
But the one I wear is Portrait of a Lady.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful fragrance.
Yeah.
And the reason why I love it is because, number one, it goes good with my body chemistry. But number two, not everybody wears that.
Yeah. It's more unique.
And not everybody can wear it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't go with their body chemistry. But let me tell you something. When you told me that I couldn't spray that anymore, I'm on strike. We better get this. Look, this little. Don't make me say it wrong.
What, Nimluvio?
Nimluvio. This little
You said it
Nimluvio
right.
better do full capacity work here so I can continue to spray it. I was going to ask you that too, very briefly. Does that mean, being on a biologic, does that mean that, like, if someone does have an allergy, that just because they're on a biologic, that they could still come in contact with it, or do they have to avoid it still altogether?
That's a good question. I mean, we test for 80 of the most common things, but we think in North America there's probably about 3,000 things that we come into routine daily contact with. And so we're not picking up on every single allergen. And that's the thing, is that why do we put people who have no reaction, who have enough body surface area affected by what we think is an atopic dermatitis type of rash, we put them on something like a Nimluvio. And there are others out there. So I'm talking a lot about Nimluvio because you're on Nimluvio,
Mm-hmm.
but there are things like Dupixent is one, Ebglyss is another. And these are a classification of drugs called biologics that very specifically act on the immune system to simply normalize inflammation without immune suppressing.
Gotcha.
And that's really important. So we've got safety, we've got effectiveness, and again, safety always first. Mm-hmm. So I think it's really important that the patients understand that they're going to be getting on a good medication that's going to achieve their goals, but safety is always first. These are amazingly safe medications without suppressing the immune system. So yes, if in honor of Eczema Awareness Month, I thought it would be a good thing to talk about this.
It's
in light
changing
of
me.
this.
I mean, I just didn't realize as I got, I don't know if they were always there, but I feel like as I've gotten older, more and more skin's reacting to more and more things. Mm-hmm. And so I just, whenever I did that patch test, I had never dreamed I would have that many allergens. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see where this is going to go. It's only 7 days in. I'm already very pleased. I'll give another update on the next podcast because I'm curious. I want to share with people because I'm sure so many people deal with this.
Yes.
Okay. And it's like we were talking about earlier, I am I don't want to say a gym rat, but I mean, I like to stay in health and fitness.
Yeah.
And it was hard to do so whenever heat, friction, things of that nature flare it up. And it's like you can't, it puts a damper on things that not only do you want, I want to go to the gym.
Yes.
And I need to go to the gym.
Right.
And I want to enjoy going it. And let's face it, going to the gym is hard enough as it is on some days.
Right.
Without going and being in discomfort.
Right.
And so I'm just grateful that I'm on something to
combat this.
Yes.
Yeah,
because it was not comfortable.
Yeah. Any kind of heat will worsen inflammation. And so we need to, again, combat that inflammation so you can live your life and have a healthy lifestyle. And so I don't have to tell people, nope, you can't go to the gym until this rash is fixed. We want you to be able to go to the gym. We want you to live a healthy lifestyle.
And I want to be able to spray portrait of a lady.
Only on the outside.
I know, only
of those
on the shirt.
clothes. Yes.
Well, thank you for your help, and thank you for taking the time to see me that day, and I'm excited.
Yes.
It's like a weight lifted off. It's like a better quality of life, so I'm very excited.
I'm excited to see your journey. Well, let's talk a little bit, too, in this episode about self. I think you have a little bit to share with us, Brandon.
I do.
About an experience you had.
But you know, I went to the mall yesterday, and you know, I laugh and joke about this kind of stuff, but honestly, I you know, when I joke about dating and stuff, you know how like healing is a journey. You're not going to heal overnight, and so I go through these little phases where I get stuck in this dark cloud in my head, to where I start self-loathing, I guess is one of the words for it, but also it's kind of like going through like that spiral in my head. I'm not good enough. I don't look good enough. I don't dress good enough. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So I went to the mall yesterday, and I was already in a dark place, but I wanted to go buy some new gym clothes because mine are getting a little raggedy, because, you know, I go 5 times a week. They wear out fast. But anyway, I was going to go look at new gym clothes, and I was walking around the mall, and it was a Saturday. And so you know that it was packed. And so it was crowded, people everywhere, people walking in front of me, beside me, bumping into me. And I was going into like the fitting rooms, trying stuff on, comparing myself to those around me, saying, oh my God, this person looks better than me. They dress better than me. And then I was thinking, I don't have any sense of style. No one's going to want to date me because I don't dress well. I mean, I'm telling you,
All these thoughts.
It was like
that's a bad kind of cycle to spiral into.
Well, it is. And I was like, oh my God, there's no way. Here we go back to square one. Because I'm thinking like, how can you date? Like, it's not somebody else's job to build you up and to save you.
Right.
You know? And so I literally was going down the spiral of like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be ready to date, because I go, you know, but that's part of the spiral. Do you see how I'm on this spiral?
Sure, yeah.
And so, I mean, I like to say this, either you're on the beam or you're off the beam. And being on the beam means that you're in a good headspace, you're spiritually fit, you are grateful, you're humble, you're all the things. But when you're off the beam, you're angry, you're easily annoyed, but I was off the beam. And so I was walking around. I was so easily triggered and so easily annoyed. You know, I was so annoyed because I was suffering on the inside. And I was just like, people were walking in front of me, and I was like, ugh. I mean, like as if I owned the mall. Like the mall should close down because I'm there, right? I mean, that's how you have to look at it. I'm like, people
private shopping experience.
Well, right. That day I wish I had one, but people were living their lives, going about their daily activities, and all the noise and all the chaos around me. And so somehow I had to reground myself. And so I had to go and I sat on a bench, and I had to have that talk with myself. This is where the self-reflection comes in, right? Because keep it in mind, just because you're having a bad off day, it's not everybody around you's fault.
Right, yeah.
It's not, people around me are not my punching bag because I'm in a bad headspace. Okay? They're just not.
Right.
And in the past, that's what I've made people. Because I'm an emotional person. And let me tell you something. When you're a sensitive, emotional person, the way that you learn to deal with emotion, because we're so sensitive and emotional, that my go-to is anger and frustration and being easily triggered. And that's just you can't live life that way. That's just not how it works. It's just not. And I'll tell you from a standpoint of, being sober, that's definitely not going to keep me sober, right? So when you get off of the beam, you have to quickly bring yourself in and reground yourself somehow. So what I did was I went and sat on this bench and I was just like, everything felt out of control, because when you're out of control in your headspace, everything around you is out of control. Not really, but you think it is, because your headspace, your perception of everything is crazy. So I had to sit down and I had to reel it back in, and I had to say, okay, what in this moment what can I control right now? What is the one thing I can control? And the one thing that I can control in that moment is my emotions. That's the only thing in that moment that I can control.
Yeah.
And how I react to some of the annoying, quote unquote, annoying stuff around me.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because nobody's doing anything wrong. Nobody knows that I'm in that place. So you got to reel it in, Brandon.
Yeah.
So I went back to square zero, to ground zero, and I was like, ground zero, and I was like, okay, the only thing that you can control in this moment is your emotions. Because let me tell you something, folks. If you do not learn how to control your emotions will control you. And when you react out of emotion, nothing good ever comes of it. Nothing. Success won't come out of it. A successful relationship won't come out of that. People won't want to be around you. It's not a good thing. You have to learn how to control our emotions. And it's a very hard lesson for me to learn. And I'm 5 years in, and I'm still trying to master this, and I'll keep trying, and I won't give up, because guess what? I'm still sober. But the thing is that it's a hard thing to learn how to do, But at the end of the day, it's the only thing we can control. I can't control what you do. I can't control what anybody else does. And so that's how you get regrounded, And guys, I get it. Sometimes it is so dark. Sometimes the headspace is so dark. Everybody's like, oh, you have to write a gratitude list. What are you grateful for? It's hard to switch that. It's not, everybody's like, it's so easy. It's not easy. It's hard. It takes practice. It's sometimes I'm so in such a dark place to where I don't even know how to start being grateful. I'm trying to come out of it. There's some days where I'm like, I can't be grateful for anything right now. I can't but it can be done. It just takes practice. It takes consistency. And Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay, it's a journey. And so I wanted to share this because, number one, we haven't done a serious self in a while, in a couple of episodes. But number two, because I really was suffering this weekend. I was suffering. And the good news is that every day that you have a bad day, you always get through it. And the next day is a reset button. You get to start fresh every single day.
True.
Every day. And so anybody out there that gets in those dark headspaces, and you just don't know how to get out of it, I hear you. I see you. You're validated, because I'm right there with you. It happens, okay? And when it happens, it's not fun. But we have to learn tools that's going to help us get extracted out of that headspace and back in to positivity, to where we can get replaced back on the beam of being grateful, of love. The best way to get out of yourself is to do something for somebody else. And boy, do I know how hard that is.
Yeah, but it's so true.
Because I know that the root of my problem is self-centeredness, self-seeking. That is the root of my troubles.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that Taylor Swift wrote a song about me. The anti-hero. Do you know what I'm talking about? That song, Anti-Hero, where she says, It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That song, when I listen to that, and I'm not even a Swiftie, but I do love Taylor Swift, but I'm not a diehard Swiftie.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she's got incredible stuff out there.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is every time I hear that song, I'm like, I swear she writes that song about me, because we are the root. I need to stop saying we, okay? I'm not speaking for other people. I am the root of my own problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
It all starts with me.
Yeah.
It's just figuring out, God, it's hard to get out of that.
Yeah.
Easier said than done. I struggle.
Yeah.
But it's a journey.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen overnight. So again, those of you out there that are just in a dark, depressed place, and that you struggle to get out of it, you're not alone. Mm-hmm. Life is not easy, but I promise you it gets better. I promise you the struggle, there's good days, there's bad days. Unfortunately, not every single day can be rainbow and butterflies. Mm-hmm. It just can't be that. Life is going to life. Mm-hmm. But as long as you don't let the bad things of life that happen, or the curveballs that get thrown your way, harden your heart. Mm-hmm. Don't ever let your heart get hardened, because if your heart's hardened, it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
But anyway,
that's not the answer.
It's not the answer.
Yeah.
But I get to wake up again tomorrow, and I get to start it all over again. Yeah. And we'll do it again tomorrow. Yeah. And we'll do it again the next day. And we'll do it again the next day. And then eventually maybe I'll get a little better at this.
Yeah.
But
well, I think you're doing very good, and I think you're resilient, and I appreciate your vulnerability. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you're always a great support system for me. Honestly, I don't know what I would do if I didn't work here with you.
Yeah.
You're such a great support system, and I'm so great. This podcast is like my outlet.
Yeah.
It's like this is where I can escape.
Yeah.
And this is where I can get all of the thoughts out.
Yeah.
And discuss this in an open forum to where other people know that they're not alone in a struggle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Life's hard, Dr. Turner.
And they appreciate that too.
I hope so. I hope people get things from it, because I don't know. But anyway, thank you guys for listening and let me vomit my bad weekend on you.
Well, it's not over yet.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Getting close though. But let's talk about what we're doing next week.
So next week we have the amazing Vonda. She is a clinical nurse injector who she remembers Botox before Botox was Botox. So yeah, I like to say she was injecting when she was only 12 years old. You're not going to believe it. She has some incredible stories. She had an incredible journey.
Recently.
Yeah.
A journey recently that, I mean, that's how you know you inject a lot of filler.
Yeah. She's got quite the following of patients.
And she's not only a good injector, she's a good friend.
Yeah. Yeah, she's been a great friend to you, Brandon.
She has been a great friend to me. She's been a great person to have in your life. She's always supportive. She's always, she helps me grow.
Yeah. So listen next week for Vonda and hear her story, hear her journey. In the meantime, go to drellenturner.com if you want to hear more or listen to more of our subscription videos. The videos keep coming out, the training videos. I think we're up to 40 now of those videos for training purposes. For less than the cost of a single syringe of filler, you too can get access to that library. And you can also have access to our weekly newsletters, which are pretty cool. Otherwise,
that's a wrap, and a great podcast today, and I'm glad I got to share of the rotten cow in my car. The very expensive rotten cow, the very expensive rotten cow.
The Wagyu beef.
So we'll see you all next week. Please remember to always tune in to our podcast. This is number 13. Speaking of Taylor Swift, that's her favorite number. Yeah. Podcast number 13. We hope you enjoy listening to us. We hope you get something from this and help you grow not only in your career but as a person. Tune in every single Thursday. We used to say 3 o'clock, but now I think it drops first thing in the morning.
Yeah,
it drops Thursday morning. We have a wonderful, 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 I'm going to say it one more time, wonderful media team that has jumped in and that helps us with this. And so tune in every Thursday. And thank you all for your support. And we will see you next week with the wonderful Vonda. You all take care and have a fabulous week.
See you next week.